All right, let's just jump right in. Today, we're going to unpack a single incredibly powerful idea from Friedrich Nietzsche. It's from Aphorism 50 of his book, The Gay Science, and it's all about that intense, gut-wrenching pressure we all feel to conform and what it really takes to stand on your own and think for yourself. I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. You've been there, right? That sinking feeling in your stomach when you're in a room and you realize you're the only one who sees things differently. That deep, almost primal fear. Where on earth does that come from? Well, Nietzsche had an answer, and frankly, it's a pretty unsettling one. So he kicks things off by saying, look, this fear isn't just your personal anxiety. No, this is a fundamental dynamic of society. It's a universal human experience, and here's the kicker. He believed it was being actively used against us. And just listen to the words he uses. He doesn't just say we're afraid. He calls it a shackle. A shackle, something literally designed to restrain you, to hold you captive. He argues this fear is no accident. It's a deliberate tool that society, what he famously called the herd, uses to keep any kind of independent thought from getting out of line. Okay, so how exactly does the herd wield this weapon? Well, it's not by winning an argument with you. It's not about logic. It's about something way more primal. And this is the crucial point. When a new or challenging idea comes along, the group often doesn't even bother trying to refute it with facts. Why would they? There's a much more effective method. Just isolate the person who said it. The threat isn't, hey, you're wrong. The threat is, you will be alone. And for most of us, that is just terrifying. So, Nietzsche basically saw two paths you could take. On one side, there's the common path. This is all about playing it safe, seeking security in numbers, even if it means you have to accept some things that aren't true. The dignity you get from this path, he says it's just vanity, just the ego boost of belonging. But then there's the other way, the noble path. This is for the person willing to endure being alone, to face the hard tragedy of seeking an honest truth. The dignity here is real, because it's found in your own integrity. So what happens when we do choose that common path, when we give in to that fear? What's the actual cost of fitting in? According to Nietzsche, the price you pay is incredibly, devastatingly high. He actually maps out this downward spiral he calls the corruption of the spirit. It starts with that fear of being isolated. That fear then turns into a craving for the group's approval. Pretty soon, you're not even yourself anymore. You're just an actor playing a part, saying the right lines. You trade your own honesty for the feeling of security. And in the end, your individual spirit, your unique potential, it just shrivels. This right here is the ultimate trade-off. Now, Nietzsche's famous will to power isn't about dominating other people. It's about your own internal drive to grow, to overcome challenges, to express your full strength. And when we seek the herd's approval, we trade that entire powerful drive for the fragile, flimsy comfort of being accepted. We are choosing safety over our own potential. But, and this is a huge but, here's where Nietzsche completely flips the script. He doesn't just diagnose this depressing problem, he offers a truly radical solution. He tells us we need to completely rethink what it even means to be alone. And to do that, you have to get this key Nietzschean concept, revaluation. It sounds fancy, but the idea is simple. It's the process of taking a value that society has labeled bad, like isolation, and finding the strength, the power, and the good in it. It's all about turning the world's values completely upside down. And this is that revaluation in action. For the person Nietzsche calls the free spirit, isolation isn't a punishment anymore. It becomes a festive prerequisite. How amazing is that phrase? It's like a celebration you need to have by yourself before something new and great can burst forth. It's the quiet space you need for new values and profound thoughts to finally take root. So what does this journey actually look like? Well, it means having the guts to walk across the plank of loneliness. It means rejecting the pressure to be unselfish when that's really just a way to force you to conform. And the reward? It's a deep satisfaction found in your own integrity and developing what he calls an ancient pride in your own unique point of view. So where does this path ultimately lead? What's the whole point of enduring all this difficulty, all this loneliness? For Nietzsche, it leads to a state of incredible, unbelievable strength and even joy. He argued that this challenge is even more critical for us living in the modern world. After what he famously called the death of God, there's no longer a divine companion to keep the lonely soul company. That makes the fear of isolation even more overwhelming. It means the individual, you, have to become your own source of purpose, your own judge, your own meaning. And this is what it all comes down to. The entire purpose of enduring isolation, of breaking from the herd, is to achieve this simple, yet absolutely monumental task: to become the person you are truly meant to be, completely free from the expectations and fears that other people put on you. And this is the magnificent final image he leaves us with. The absolute peak of human potential, for Nietzsche, isn't just about enduring solitude, it's about thriving in it. It's the ability to look into the abyss of being completely and utterly alone, and instead of seeing terror, finding a powerful, self-sufficient joy, the laughter of a god. Just wow. You know, this whole explainer really just boils down to one question for each of us. Nietzsche lays out the argument so clearly. The fear of isolation is a shackle. So looking at your own life, your own thoughts, your own convictions, what shackles are you ready to break?